Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Trambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikagni Kalaya Kalagni Rudraya Neelakanthaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Shriman Mahadevaya Namaha. Om Samastajana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Hari Om, salutations to all. So yesterday we saw different meanings of the word Rudra. Today we begin the study of Rudrashtakam and also the meditation will be based on Rudrashtakam. So this is in the Uttarakand in Tulsi Ramayana. So Kakabhushundi ji is narrating the story of Bhagwan Ram to Garudji, and in the Uttarakand this portion comes where he explains to Garudji that how he was once in Ayodhya for many years, and there a famine had occurred, and there was a lot of sorrow, suffering. People were not having water to drink, crops getting destroyed, cattle dying, all that was happening there. And so he moved from Ayodhya to Ujjain. And he was very sad, miserable, did not have any wealth. That time he was not in a form of a crow. He was a human being. So in some time, so in Ujjain he stayed, and he started earning some money, and he started worshipping Bhagwan Shiva, Shambhu. So there was a Brahmana who used to worship Bhagwan Shiva very devotedly, with a lot of devotion, and he used to follow the Vedic rites and rituals. Very pure-minded person, devoted to the scripture, to the Veda, as well as to Bhagwan. And also he was a realized person, so the knower of the highest truth, Brahmagnani. And he would not see that there is a difference, he would not entertain any difference in his mind between Bhagwan Shiva and Vishnu. And so Kakabhushundi says that he started serving this Brahmana, and Brahmana was very kind-hearted, and just like his own son, Brahmana would teach Kakabhushundi also, and he taught him certain mantras, Vedic mantras, etc., of how to worship Bhagwan Shiva, how to propitiate him. Sambhu mantra mohi dvijavara dinha subha upadesa vividha vidhi kinha. Different wonderful teachings also were given to him by this Brahmana. Then as the mantra was given, he started doing the japa. Japa mantra Shiva mandir jai hridaya dambha ahamiti adhikai. Though he was chanting the mantra, but in his heart there was ego. There is still impurities in the mind. And so he was not able to have this feeling of um, oneness between Bhagavan Shiva and Vishnu. So whenever he would see, Kakabhushundiji would see some devotee of Bhagavan Vishnu, his mind will be agitated. He has some jealousy in his mind. So, मैं खल मल संकुल मति नीच जाति बस मोह हरिजन द्विज देखे जरऊ करऊ विष्णु कर द्रोह. So when he saw any devotee of Bhagavan Vishnu, there would be jealousy in his mind, and he did not like Bhagavan Vishnu. So this mind had impurity. So the Guru there, the Brahmana who is the Guru there, he would very kindly tell him to drop all these wrong notions. They both are one only. And even Ishtadevata wise, Shivji worship Vishnu, Vishnu worship Shivji. So the Guru used to tell him every time, and every time the Guru would tell this tattva, Kakbhushundji will feel more angry. Why? Because that's the impurity in the mind. And so he says that dambha niti ki bhavai. When there is so much of dambha, then niti or good counsel falls on deaf ears. And so he Brahmana kept telling him, the Guru kept telling him, but it did not go in. So one day the Guru also see different types, different methods the Guru also tries. So one day he called him and says, "Ek baar Guru lihna bolai, mohi niti bahu bhati sikhai, Shiva seva kara phala sutta soi, abirala bhagati rama pada hoi." That what is the result of worshipping Bhagwan Shiva? Shiva seva sutta kara phala soi. That what is the benefit, the result? And he says here that the result is you will develop more and more devotion to Bhagwan Ram, to Vishnu Bhagwan. So he says that Shivji himself, Brahmaji, and all of them worship Bhagwan Ram. And what about the human being then? Why should one have that aversion towards Bhagwan Ram, towards Bhagwan Vishnu? And so he asks a question that do you hope to attain happiness by harboring ill will towards him whose feet are worshipped by even Brahma, Vishnu, by Brahma, Shiva, and so many other great rishis, saints, etc. So when the Guru was speaking like this about Bhagavan Vishnu, then what happened? His heart was all on fire. See, this fanaticism is what destroys devotion actually. Single pointedness increases devotion, fanaticism destroys devotion. Because in fanaticism, I is more important. My idea, my opinion. In devotion, Bhagwan is more important. And when there is single pointed devotion, one understands the nature of Bhagwan. One doesn't think that only this form, if one worships, then I will attain, whatever results I seek, or I will attain mukti. And all the other forms are false. This true gods and false gods is not a Sanatana Dharma concept in that sense. We believe in one infinite consciousness appearing in myriads of forms. In fact, the whole creation is that only. And even the forms of Ishvara are all appearances of one Supreme Brahman alone. So there's a question of false God coming into play. What people consider false gods is because they think that their God alone is the true God, which is not our concept. Sanatana Dharma doesn't have that concept. And you see the kind of destruction that is happening in the world because of this wrong notion that the so-called believers of the true God are creating so much of havoc, death, and destruction for those who don't believe in their God. So, this heart of this Kakbhushundiji was on fire when he heard about the glory of Bhagavan Vishnu also. And he is a devotee of Shiva. So he does not want to listen to that. um, he gives one example that his mind became like a serpent, which it becomes much more poisonous. The analogy is given here. I don't know how true that is, but the analogy is given here that even as a serpent becomes all the more poisonous when fed on milk. And so his heart was not having, see, that bhakti which is pure will see Shiva everywhere, inside, outside, is all Shiva Tattva. Bhagwan, the entire Jagat is Shiva Maya. And one will see that the same Shiva appears as Vishnu, Brahma, all that. In the Kaivalya Upanishad, etc., if you see, it will come. Sa Brahma, Sa Shiva, Sa Hari, Sendra, like that it will come. Even about Narayan Suktam, it will come like that. That Vishnu only is Shiva also, Brahma also, Hari also, Indra also, Rudra also, all that. Same way it will come in Ganapati Atharva Shirsha also. So the same truth who is appearing as Vishnu or Ganesha or Shiva is appearing in all other forms of the divine forms also. But one who doesn't understand that, then one holds on, because ego likes control, ego likes to compare, ego likes to think I am superior, others are inferior. So he was in that state. um, and so he had destructive thoughts also about his guru, to hurt him, harm him. Just think the mind which is uh, impure, to what extent it can go. So he gives another analogy that the guru doesn't have any anger in him, even though the disciple is not learning, not following the advice, still harboring the difference in the mind. The guru is still soft, gentle, loving, compassionate, in different ways, trying to tell him that, don't harbor this difference, etc. But the mind of the disciple is that the first thing a vile fellow does is to kill and destroy the very man who has been instrumental in exalting him. The analogy he gives is that smoke that rises out of fire covers that very fire. So, like that, one will try to even hurt and harm one's own teacher. So, he goes on to explain this, that once what happened, that he was sitting in the Shiva Mandir and he is doing japa of the same mantra that the Guru has given, and the Guru walks in. Now the disciple is sitting watching Bhagavan Shiva chanting the mantra, and the Guru walks in. And so, out of pride, the disciple does not get up. And the Guru does not feel anything wrong about it or doesn't take offense. The Guru does not have any ill feeling towards the disciple. He doesn't take it personally, saying, ki, I am the teacher and he is the disciple, and the Shishtachar is when Guru comes, the Shishya gets up. The Guru is living in an exalted state. The Guru is not bothered. He walks in and his mind is thinking about Bhagavan. He sees the disciple also but doesn't take any offense. And so, uh, when the Guru does not get angry, upset, or anything, Lord Shiva sees it. Ati agha guru apamanata sahi nahi sake mahesh. Shivji couldn't bear this insult of the Guru. And so there was an Akashvani there and the curse was pronounced. that you wretched and conceited fool, even though your preceptor has no anger in him and he is very tender hearted and possessed of true and perfect wisdom, yet, O fool, I must pronounce a curse on you. Why? Because Niti Virodha Sohai Namohi. He says, I can't go against Dharma. And Jau nahi dand karau khal tora, bhrashta hoi shruti marga mora. He says the Vedic way, which teaches about respect to the Guru, teaches about how to uh, live in surrender, dropping the ego, all that will get falsified. So your karma deserves this karma phala, and he pronounces the curse. Je sata guru sana irsha karahi, raurava naraka koti juga parahi. You have jealousy towards your guru, you are having hatred in your heart, anger in your heart, and disrespect, you did not get up. And so he says that you will be in Raurav Naraka for thousands of years. And after that, you will take birth in subhuman species. Trijaga Joni Puni Dharahi Sarira, Ayuta Janma Bhari Pavahi Pira. And many, many lives, 10,000 lives, you will take and you will go through pain, suffer in that. Then you will take form as a python because you were seated, you behaved with a lot of tamas, laziness, you didn't get up. So he says, like a python, you were rooted to your seat. So take the form of a snake, for your mind is steeped in sin. And condemned to that vile state, go and take up your abode in the hollow of some huge tree. Shivji got angry and pronounced the curse. Now see, somebody may say that every time Guru comes, do I have to get up? It's not a question of have to get up. That is the Maryada. Even when elders come, one does that. And second, he is not sitting there forgetting everything and lost in the thoughts of Bhagwan that he didn't notice. Intentionally disrespecting the teacher, he did not get up because his heart does not have that purity. And so, when this has been done intentionally, then Bhagwan also got upset that what type of devotion you are having to me when you don't have basic devotion to the Guru who has given you this mantra, who is teaching you the Shastra, who is helping you to evolve. If devotion is not there to that Guru, how will the person have Bhagavad Tattva, Bhagavad Sakshatkar? And so Shivji got angry, gave him this curse. Please remember the anger, when we say there is righteous anger and there is anger born of attachment. Shivji's anger is called righteous anger, which will be issue based, which is not ego based. And anger born of attachment is ego based. It will disturb us completely. Righteous anger is for that particular thing and for disciplining. Like a mother sometimes gets upset, angry with the child, a show of anger is there to make the child follow some rule or a discipline or not do something which the child will get hurt by. So here Shivji gets angry, gives the curse. Now, when the Guru heard the curse, the Guru's heart is filled with compassion and love, and the Guru prays to Bhagwan. Um, why? Because he saw that disciple now is shivering with fear and agony, and there is so sorrow that, oh God, what a terrific thing! I have to be in Raurav Naraka for so many, for myriads of years, and then I'm born in subhuman thing, species. Then I become a python. What is this? And it is said that if this is said in the Guru Gita, that if the Lord is upset with us, the Guru can save us. But if the uh, Guru gets upset, then who will save? Here, the Lord has got upset, and so the Guru is saving the disciple now. See here. So, um, the Guru prays to Bhagwan to forgive the disciple and to ensure that some parihar is done and this curse, the once it is pronounced, it will take effect, but the effect of it can be reduced or the strength can be given to deal with it, etc. So, this portion now, where the Guru worships Bhagwan Shiva, glorifies him, praises him, and 8 verses. This is the Rudrashtakam, which comes here. So, the bhav is to propitiate Bhagwan by singing his glories and lifting the mind to the state which is free from ego. Now, this is not flattery. No amount of praise of Bhagwan will ever be doing justice to the glory of Bhagwan. Flattery is when there is this much and it is hyped up this much, or when there's sometimes nothing and hyped up so much. Bhagwan is infinite. Any amount of praise of Bhagwan will always fall short. Because how much can one praise infinity? Even the word infinite is so limited. So, and it is not that Bhagwan got angry and so if some praise is done, then only he will become quiet. The bhav of the student and the bhav of the teacher, that is very crucial. The teacher is out of devotion, surrender when one invokes, and Bhagwan is pleased, where ego is dropped. And so today we will see. So each day one shloka is what one shloka we will take up. The first one today. नमामि शमीशान निर्वाण रूपम विभुं व्यापकं ब्रह्म वेद स्वरूपम निजं निर्गुणं निर्विकल्पं निरीहं चिदाकाशमाकाशवासं भजेऽहम्. Namami, I salute. Whom? Isham, the Supreme Lord, who is all powerful. Ish means to rule, meaning he is the ruler, he is the controller, he is the one who is the creator, sustainer, destroyer. The whole thing happens by his will alone. He is the master, the ruler, nothing will be greater than him. Namami Isham. Ishana, he is the master of the southwest direction. Ishana Disha. Namami Isham Ishana. Nirvana Rupam, whose nature is mukti, freedom, who is ever free. See, Nirvana comes so many times in our literature, in the Ramcharitmanas, in the Gita, in so many other places, in the Veda also. But somehow one has associated Nirvana with Buddhism. There also they use the word, but otherwise it is a Sanskrit word. Nirvana means where there is no flame, where it is extinguished. Meaning the mind is freed from all desires. Desirelessness mind. Extinguished. There is no wind of desires. So the flame of craving burnt, exhausted. Nirvana, that is one meaning. So Namamisha Nirvana Rupam, Bhagwan is supreme consciousness, free from all desires, lives in the state of, is the state of Purnatvam, fullness. Desire is a state of incompleteness. When there is some incompleteness, then desire arises to become complete. So by eating this, going there, becoming this, traveling here, taking up that position, one keeps feeling that I will become more happy. When we are in the deep sleep state, no desire, because we are not aware of the body, mind, intellect. So if I identify with the incomplete, I feel incompleteness, then there is a desire, and each one as per their vasana will want to get something to become, to feel more fulfilled and complete. But The supreme truth not identified with the incomplete. He is in the state of fullness, completeness. So no desire, the state of complete freedom. So salutation to that Supreme Lord who is free from all desires, Vibhum, who is all pervasive, who is not just limited to one form, Vibhum, Vyapakam, everywhere, like what? Brahman. He is the Supreme Brahman. Vibhum Vyapakam Brahma is the Supreme Infinite Consciousness which is all pervasive, which is Brahman, and also Veda Swarupam. The Vedas are the Swarupa of Bhagwan only. They are actually called the breath of Bhagwan. Vedas are not created also by Bhagwan, because if it is created by Bhagwan, it comes into being. Veda is the Swarupa of Bhagwan. If it is created, then it is not Anadi. It is Adi, and then it will have Anta. Veda is Anadi, Ananta, Apaurushaya, and that's why it is said, Yasya Nishvasitam Vedaha. Vedas are the very breath. Breath is not created before the person or after the person is born. The breath and the person are together. Same way, Veda is Bhagwan Swarup. That's why we worship the Veda as Bhagwan. It's not a book for us. Bhagwan is knowledge, Jnana Swarup. Veda is Jnana. Vid means to know. So Veda Swarupam. Bhagwan himself is Veda Swarup and reveals himself through the Vedas. And the purpose of study of the Veda is to know the Supreme. It is not for just how to live my life here, how to be successful, how to have good relationships, how to attain some powers. In the 15th chapter it comes, no? That I am the knower of the Veda and also the one who is to be known through the Veda. Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishta matta smriti jnanam apohanam cha Vedaischa sarvaihi ahameva vedya. Through all the Vedas, I am only to be known. Vedanta Krit, I am the creator of the Vedant. And Veda Videva Chaham, I am only the knower of the Veda also. So this Veda Swarupa. Bhagwan Shiva is Jnana Swarup, Veda Swarup. And he is Adi Guru actually. So insult of the Guru is actually insult of Ishvara, because Guru and Ishvara are one. And hence here he says, Brahma Veda Swarupam. Nijam, beautiful word. You are my own self. In the first shloka itself, it is like a Mahavakya. Nijam, that I and you are not different. You are my own self. Intuitively it is known that Aham Brahmasmi. The Guru says that. That also shows the Guru knows that I and Shiva are one. Not as the BMI, but as consciousness. Nijam. Nirgunam, beyond the three gunas. Though the world is a play of three gunas, Bhagavan creates, sustains, destroys. Yesterday we saw based on the Rajoguna, he creates, Sattva guna he sustains, and then Tamoguna he destroys. Though he uses all the three, he himself is beyond the three. Nijam, Nirgunam, Nirvikalpam, beyond all thoughts, beyond all modifications, changeless, infinite truth. Niriham, Iha again means desire. No Iha, no desire at all to become fulfilled, because one is already fulfilled. Nijam Nirgunam Nirvikalpam Niriham Chidakasham. He is the very Chidakash, the consciousness. So this Mahakash, what we see externally, is because when the mind is active, then we see the world. But that Mahakash is supported by this Chidakash, which is in our heart. When we are there, when the mind is active, then the external world is experienced. But that external world is because of the mind, and mind is because of consciousness. So consciousness is a support. So Chidakasham, Akashavasam, he does not have clothes. Bhagavan is Digambara. That is another meaning, Akashavasam. Or you say Chidakasham Akashavasam. So this Akasha, this external Akasha, is in the Chidakasha. So he is that consciousness. And as consciousness, he doesn't have a form, so he doesn't have clothes. And also it indicates Bhagavan took a mendicant's form where he was Digambara. Bhikshatana Roop of Shiva, it is called, where he went to the Daruka one as a mendicant in Digambara Roop. So Chidakasham Akashavasam Bhajeham. I worship that Supreme Lord. So today we will meditate on this beautiful shloka. The same picture of Bhagavan is what we will have. If you like, you want to have any other form, you can have any other form in front of you. That is your choice.